So breaking into tech, one of the major questions that people always get to ask would be, what are the tools that we get to make use of on a day-to-day basis, right, as product managers? So in this video today, I am going to be sharing to us 10 tools I get to make use of as a product manager in order to basically carry out my day-to-day tasks. So if you are a newbie or you are looking at breaking into tech, specifically product management, I'm going to be basically sharing with you 10 tools that you most definitely would always have to make use of, right, as a product manager. Hi guys, welcome to my video. My name is Ekene Christian, and in this channel, I basically share tips on how to break into tech, specifically product management. So if you are looking for a channel that would help you to become a product manager, you are currently watching the right video, or welcome to the right channel. All I'm going to ask you to do is give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the post notification, okay? So that whenever I get to post videos, you would always be notified and basically get to share in the goodies that I have to offer, okay? So now let's dive straight into the video contents. At the core of being a product manager, one of the most important tools you are actually going to be making use of is a project management tool. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Jira, right? So the first one basically is Jira. Jira is actually a product of Atlassian, and it is a project management tool, right, which can be used for tracking, planning, as well as managing teams tasks. So every single day, you would basically notice that you have a set of activities to actually carry out, maybe for the engineering team, for the marketing team, for the product team, for the design team, right? So Jira basically makes it possible for you to harness and plan every single thing that needs to be done within a particular period, right? It equally gives you the ability to assign tasks, manage what people are working on, and you can equally set due dates, right, for each of the tasks, right? And basically assign these items to individual team players within that particular team. Apart from Jira, there are actually other, I would say, project management tools out there that you can make use of. But usually I would recommend Jira because both small and larger teams can, even organizations, right, can equally make use of Jira. And it has very fantastic blend of integration with some other software tools in order to basically make your day-to-day activities very seamless. So the second item, or the second tool we are actually going to be talking about, is Confluence, right? So Confluence is also a product of Atlassian, and Confluence and Jira they actually work hand in hand. Confluence at its core is basically a documentation tool, right? And the good thing about Confluence is that while you can actually write out all of the documentation, all of the user stories, every single breakdown of a particular feature or a particular product, right, on Confluence, you can equally link a particular Confluence page or a particular Confluence document to a Jira task, right? Now, this is where the blend actually comes in very seamlessly. And I would say that is probably why I'm going to really recommend the use of Confluence, right? Some other companies would actually always make use of something else, but for me, if you're making use of Jira, I would prefer you equally get to make use of Confluence for your documentation, okay? So the third one I'm actually going to be sharing is draw.io. So for draw.io, whenever it is that you want to create a flowchart of how a particular feature is going to function end to end from beginning to the end, so you can equally use it for products, right? Use draw.io to draw this flowchart, streamlining and sharing what happens at every single point, and the process flow or the user journey of that particular feature or that particular product that you're trying to communicate. So if you're looking for a flow charting application or tool to make use of, please do well to make use of draw.io. So the fourth one in this case is Scribe. Yeah, Scribe is a very fantastic product, and Scribe for me is basically a tool that can be used just for you to create a step-by-step flow. You know, there are basically times when you want to create a step-by-step process, right, or guide. Basically, let's say user guides, right, on how to execute a particular task or complete a particular action within your web product, right? You can actually get to make use of Scribe for this. And Scribe is basically a Chrome extension that can be integrated into your Chrome browser. And all you basically have to do is to get Scribe installed on your Chrome. So whenever it is you want to get to create a user guide, all you have to do is to get Scribe open and start recording, and then visit the particular web platform you actually want to create a documentation or a flow for, and start clicking through. Now, Scribe is a very smart application that uses artificial intelligence. At the end of the whole process, it will basically create out a document for you, which you can then share with maybe your customers, your clients, or the stakeholders, walking them through how to use a particular feature or a particular product. Now, this tool basically reduces and saves you a lot of time when it comes to preparing user journey or user guides document. Okay. The fifth tool here is basically Slack, right? So whenever it comes to communication, and as a team, working as a product manager, one of the biggest things you actually have to be doing is to communicate with your team, right? Now, using Slack, you can always get to pass messages across your team. There's some form of channel and groupings, right, that you can actually create in order to manage different group of teams, right? So you can create a channel for marketing, design, engineering, products, right? And different subsections and for different conversations or topics that you might actually want to have these channels for. So Slack is a very fantastic communication channel to make use of. Some people usually make use of WhatsApp groups. I'm not a very big fan of WhatsApp group, but then you need something that is more professional, something that is more streamlined to executing a particular task or a particular purpose. Slack is just best and perfect for that. So the sixth one again is Roadmark, right? So Roadmark is basically a road mapping tool, which is usually made use of whenever it is that you want to create roadmaps, right? It could be project delivery roadmap, it could be marketing roadmap, just basically whatever roadmap that you actually want to create, right? With timelines, what's to do at a particular time. This starts from here and ends from here. And then this particular set of activities will continue from here and also end at this particular point in time. So basically, whenever it is that you want to create roadmaps, right, I personally make use of Roadmonk, right, just for that particular purpose. Now, the seventh feature here is Fireflies.ai. So whenever it comes to meetings and being a product manager, you basically agree with me that one of the core or one of the things that you almost always do every single time, right, is to have meetings. You're having meetings with stakeholders, you're having meetings with team members, you're having meetings with other teams or the company at large, right? Now, sometimes you want to basically go back and listen to these meetings after the meeting is done. You can always invite Fireflies into any of your virtual meetings, and all it does is to take a note for you, right? Now, this note can come in form of audio. This note can equally come in form of visuals, basically in situations where screens are shared. All you have to do is at the end of the meeting, you can always go back and log into your Fireflies profile and you get to go through these meeting recordings over and over again. So you do not get to miss any single thing. So while still talking about meetings, I'm going to just chip in the eighth tool I basically get to make use of, which is Google Meet. Yes. So Google Meet is generally for virtual meetings, virtual calls, right? Whenever it is you want to have meetings with your team members, you can always basically just make use of Google Meet. And the free version of Google Meet actually limits it to a 1 hour meeting time, right? But then if you are in an organization that has the premium Google account or Google service, right, you can always have unlimited hours to a particular meeting. So check out Google Meet. It's a free tool, and I would definitely recommend that to every single product manager out there today. So the ninth tool is Google Calendar. So what Google Calendar basically helps you to do is to manage your schedule for the day, for the week, for the month, right? So with just a very quick glance at your Google Calendar, you would know what time you have your meetings, right? And it basically helps you to manage your time. So in a particular situation or in a particular day where you are not exactly up for some meetings, you can always block out a particular time within your Google Calendar. So anyone who gets into your calendar would always see that, okay, you are busy at this particular time and you are not available for a particular meeting, okay? So making use of Google Calendar basically helps you to manage your schedule for the day, for the month, and for the week, or maybe even for the year, as the case may be. Then finally, the 10th tool I get to make use of as a product manager is Figma. Yes, I know some people would actually want to say, oh, Figma is for designers. But trust me, at the end of the day, we are product people and you are expected to equally have some other skills. Now, this is not me trying to say that you must always design, right? But then again, having to know your way around Figma is something that you definitely have to pick up as a product manager. And using Figma, you can always have some collab design sessions with your team where you basically get to review what has been designed. And Figma equally has this cool feature where you can have some calls, right, within the Figma application itself, where you discuss with your team, walk them through what you want, give them corrections on some things they actually need to adjust immediately on the call, right, or on the design, okay? So Figma is a great tool. You can equally use that for prototyping, you can use it for design, and there's equally the FigJam part of it, right, where you can equally use to create flowcharts and some other flow design that you might actually want to create for the company or for the team, okay? So these 10 tools are actually the ones that I get to make use of personally, right? I'm not exactly putting words for any of them or trying to make you feel like, oh, these are the best tools out there in the market. There are equally some other alternatives for them. But over the years, in my experience, these are the tools that I have actually been making use of very consistently. and I'm basically using them to get my job done at every single time, right? There is more, but I'm basically just limiting this particular video to 10, okay? So maybe in further videos, I can get to talk about more and more tools that we get to make use of. But for the purpose of now, trust me, feel free to add some other tools that you get to make use of within the comment section. And if you find this video interesting and helpful, please do well to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and also turn on that post notification, because we continue to bring your way tips to break into tech and also to better yourself as a product manager. And until I get to drop another video, be safe out there, guys.